Um, oh, all right. It looks like I'm live. Let's see if I can get this thing to do right. All right, let's see how I can do this. Okay, here we are. Okay, so welcome. This is Tammy, and I am live. Let me make sure that my music is turned down some. All right, I just wanted it to be in the background. Is that all right? Okay. All right, so welcome to this little workshop that I'm doing on clairsentience. And hold on a second, let me get my live set up for the other platform. All right, so this is Tammy, and I am live. All right, so this is what I'm doing right now. So I'm doing this little workshop on clairsentience because I've had a lot of people come and ask me about, this particular gift. And so I wanted to just do this little workshop on it. And so since I'm doing it on YouTube, and you can also access this on YouTube, I thought I'd share it with my TikTok audience, if that's okay. All right, so who am I? This is a little bit about me. I am your guide on this journey, and I am a wife, a mother, a grandmother. I'm an oracle, a priestess, an author, a psychic medium, a developing medical intuitive, and an energy healer. Okay, let's see if I can get this much better, much better. All righty. So clairsentience is powered by the heart chakra. So we're going to talk about clairsentience. What does clairsentience really mean? Clairsentience, the clair gift, is common among healers, mystics, psychics, and mediums. This literally means clear feeling. So it usually involves when you are feeling something in your body. So, like for me, I feel fear in specific areas. Typically, I'll feel it in my stomach or in my heart. And so that is a part of this clairsentient gift. Sometimes you'll feel goosebumps when you are involved in other situations. It can manifest in so many different ways. So what are the characteristics of clairsentience? Come on in, y'all, and tap the screen for me. Show some love. So the characteristics of clairsentience is psychic feelings or sensing, including vibes and moods from people, places, and things. So if you are a person and you know that when you go in different places, you feel the vibe. You can feel if the vibe is off, if it's a good vibe. It really helps you in situations once you learn how to trust it, because typically we all have these gifts, but many times we have no idea how to trust it, and we don't trust it. And so when you realize and you recognize, you'll sense moods, you'll sense vibes in rooms, you'll sense vibes in towns, in cities, in people. You'll be able to sense all of these things because you do have this gift. And so typically I want to share this part. I don't know what it has to do with anything, but I thought it was neat when I created this. Write this down, put it in a conspicuous place, and repeat it to yourself. I live in a divinely inspired universe. I have nothing to fear. I trust in myself. And when I do so, I trust in the very wisdom that created me. Thank you so much, Love Jones, for coming. And so I'm talking about clairsentience, and it means clear feeling. Now, this little workshop is going to be on YouTube because that's where we are as well as here. So clear feeling, feeling a person or spirit's emotions or feeling another's physical pain. And so since I know that a lot of healers are following me, typically you are clairsentient if you are a healer because you do feel, especially if you are a medium. A lot of times in mediumship, we can feel the person's emotions more than anything else. I know for me, that is one way that spirit works with me. I can feel the person's that has transitioned spirit. I can feel their emotions. I can feel how they felt many times. And so when you get a gut feeling, a strong gut feeling, positive or negative about someone, you just met, or chills for no apparent reason, you may be tuning into the emotional energy of a person or spirit around us. And that is a real thing, y'all. And so don't ignore these things. You know, one thing I can tell you is do not ignore these feelings. When they come to you and you get them, don't ignore them. Haven't you ever heard a song you could feel? Or is that just me? Because y'all, for me, now, most of you that come in my room, you know that I love to sing, and I'm actually pretty damn good at it, but I love to sing. And one thing about it is I feel the songs. So like yesterday, or no, Monday, yeah, Monday, I was driving. We were driving back from Salt Lake City where we went to my son's graduation. And so as we were driving, I had to turn on some music because I started getting sleepy and my husband was already asleep because he had already driven, a couple of hours. And so it was my turn. And so I was driving. I started to feel sleepy. And so what did I do? I put on some music. I put on some music. And yesterday was my day that I wanted to listen to gospel. And so I put on Oceans and I put on um, some Fred Hammond, um, Blessed in the City, Blessed in the Field. I put on, some more Hillsong because I do enjoy Hillsong's music. I put on some CC Winans, but these are things that I like that encourages and inspires me to do. And so that is a part of the clairsentience when you are able to hear a song that you can feel, and for me, I feel a lot of music, and music actually helps me in every way. It helps me to shift my energy at times when I need to shift it. And so tickling sensations in different areas of your body, especially the face and hands, pressure on the crown, and head chills or goosebumps, sensations of being touched, temperature changes or cool breezes, hair standing on end, especially on the back of the neck, emotions or physical sensations of a deceased person, like I was talking about earlier. You sometimes can feel the emotions and physical sensations. Sometimes I will feel a sensation that helps me to understand how the person died, how they transitioned. Many times you will be able to, feel like sometimes I know if I feel something in my chest or I feel something in my head, I think, okay, it could be a stroke. It could be, on the chest. It could be that they had a heart attack. It could be that they had an aneurysm. It could have been, a car accident where they were hit, different things signify different ways that they transitioned. And so that is something that I have learned through studying and recognizing and realizing and sensing, my body and how it gives me messages. And so this is another thing. Mercury rising, thank you for joining. Those of you that are here, thank you for joining. And I thank y'all for tapping. Get me up there, y'all, so we can get this information out there. Typically, um, If you experience tingling sensations all over your body, or you experience something that, feels like stress to you. It might feel like the way that you perceive stress in your own body, or the way that you know. And so when you start sensing these things in other people, living or the dead, you can understand a whole lot more about what is going on with them. And especially if you are a healer and you do this work. All right, because sometimes you can sense actually trauma in people's bodies and in people's energies. And so this was a part of my free mini course that I did. And so, of course, I have to offer something when I give you something. Um, and so unlocking your psychic potential development circle. We will have weekly calls with breakout rooms, community of like-minded people. Thank you so much for joining and thank you for tapping. Um, We'll have weekly Zoom calls with breakout rooms in a community of like-minded individuals who are making their way just like you. And these circles typically now they're for anybody that is looking to unlock their psychic potentials and to study and to learn about the psychic gifts and how to operate in them. You have also access to me on email or messenger. The energy exchange for this circle is $100 monthly, and it includes 4 weeks. Every week we'll be in on Zoom in breakout rooms and also in galleries. So we'll do all kinds of different things and different ways to learn about these gifts. And so this is something that is starting in October. I'm going to start next month, but it was too much, too long. I had too many other things going on, but I want to start this in October. And so it's basically $25 a week, y'all. 25 a week. I actually have been a part of circles that were like $250 a month. And you didn't even get, 4 weeks. You didn't get 4 weeks. You didn't get access to the person that was doing it. I mean, and so when I thought to create this, I thought, this is a good way to help people, and also to create community so that people can come together. Because y'all, it's hard out here for a pimp. It's hard out here. And y'all that are out here and y'all that are healers, because I know that, that is what I call in. That is what God has blessed me to be, is a teacher and a mentor. And so this is what I'm out here for. And so I want to just share this and just let y'all know that it's available. I also posted it on my YouTube channel, and I would love it if you would follow me there at Intuitive Tammy. Same as this. Exactly. It's hard, right? It's hard. So if we could come together, and I didn't want it to be something that, price was going to be a barrier, because I've seen circles and I've actually been a part of one or two of them, and good God Almighty, $555 a month. And I thought, that's good and all, if that's something that you can do. But what if you can't? What if you're just starting out and it's difficult to do that? And so I thought this would be a great thing, just for us to be able to come together and be able to, lean on one another and be able to practice. And yes, child, yes, $555 a month. I've seen some stuff. And I was like, no, no, I'm asking for $100 a month for the energy exchange, because, there has to be one. Things have things. Yeah. You got to pay for stuff, Zoom, all these other things that you pay for. Yeah, all that. But yeah, people have done that. Right. They didn't get, that's what I'm saying. They only got maybe like, I think it was like 2 sessions a month for that. 2 sessions a month. 2 sessions a month. And then you didn't have easy access to the person that was doing it. What a, for lack of a better term right now that I can think of, the leader. You didn't really have access. I mean, you could send them a message, but they might not ever get it by the time, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're asking a question, that kind of thing. Smack my head, people would pay when they felt lost. Right. And see, I'm like, no, I don't want, that's not something, because to me, I feel like if this is something, I created this because this is something I wish was available when I got started doing this stuff, this work. I wish that there was a community that was available that didn't charge me, $2,000 a month, or, even $555 a month. I mean, that's a car note, you know, and I'm not saying, that probably there are people that can pay that easily, and that's fine with them, but I know that everyone cannot. And I know, especially if you are starting out and you're new on the journey, and then you have to pay for all this other stuff, and you're paying for Zoom if you pay for Zoom, which I do because it's what I know. And I just, to me, it's like if I get something else and I got to go learn how to do that, and I got to take another course and figure that out and all of that stuff. Exactly. And so my thing is, you can come in and, we're together, and it's not just me, it's going to be a community. You know what I mean? I'm there as a guide because that is who I am. I'm there as a guide, as an oracle, as a person to help, but there are other people in the community as well. Because what I know is that there are times when you're in circle with people and the leader is good and all, and you like them or whatever, but then you connect with other people in the circle, that are more like-minded than you are, or, maybe on the same, in the same area that you are, or doing the same thing, like you might be a human design person, and want to join something like this for community and to help with developing your gifts. You have gifts, but you may not know how to access them. And so this circle is perfect for that. And so that is something, you might be an astrologer. You know what I mean? Hey, lovable, thank you for joining. I'm doing I was doing this workshop on the spiritual gift of clairsentience, because I decided to start those in these next couple of days, because I'm going to be on here probably these next couple of days, and then I'm going on my cruise on Sunday, so I'll be gone next week. But I wanted to come in here and just hang out with y'all. And I was talking about doing this. And so I decided, since I've been talking about it, I'm just going to go ahead and do it, you know? So, um, anyway, so this is what we're talking about. And I was telling people about this psychic potential development circle that we're starting in October, because, it's weekly Zoom calls, and we'll have breakout rooms, and there's community and people that, like-minded. If you are wanting to unlock and open up your spiritual gifts, this would be the place to come. So this is available. There'll be weekly calls, which I think is amazing. The energy exchange in this is $100 a month, which I thought was really good, because I have been a part of other ones. I was telling them before, I've been a part of circles that were $555 a month. And I thought I could sustain it, but y'all know what? I had to work too hard to sustain it. So I could not do it. And so I don't want it to be like that. My goal is to be able to be a resource for people, and to help to create and pull these communities together, because that really is a part of, who I am. That's a part of my vision, because I am a visionary person, and so as a visionary, I can pull circles together, and I can pull people together. And I recognize and I realize that now. This struggle was real for me before, because I really am an introvert. I am also neurodivergent. I know that I am. I know that I am, on the spectrum. I know that, and I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me at all that that is the case, because I have, reconciled that. I'm good with that. So I know, what I can take, what I can do, who I am, and all this other kind of stuff. And I know that I'm the visionary. Like, I get these downloads, and I get these visions every single day. I get a new one. I'm telling y'all, but I, am so fortunate and blessed to have some people in my life, that help me, to bring these things to pass and to fruition, that give me the guidance that I need. You know what I mean? And so and I recognize that, because I know that I'm a guide. I know that I am an oracle. I know that I'm a spiritual teacher, a mentor, and all these things. I know this, but I also know that it takes community and it takes people. It does. It takes community and it takes people. And so super, super excited just to share these things with you guys. I will probably do another gift tomorrow, because I already have these classes created. Matter of fact, I've done them a few times. Y'all can't tell. But clairsentience, for those of you that are new to this discussion right now, clairsentience is clear feeling. And let me go back just a little bit. I'll go back. Oh yeah, those are just places you can find me. If you want to do a screenshot or whatever, you can do that. I'll hang in here for like a second. Okay, so let's see. So I talked about clear feeling a person or spirit's emotions, or feeling another's physical pain, because these are things that you can do if you are clairsentient. When you get a strong gut feeling, positive or negative, about someone you just met, or chills for no apparent reason, you might be tuning into their emotional energy of a person or spirit around us. Thank you for joining, Brown Sugar. Thank y'all for tapping. So the thing about it is, for me, I often tune into the emotions of especially the recently departed, or you know, the spirit world. I often tune into those emotions. Typically, and I've found that everybody doesn't do that. Everybody doesn't do this. But I found that for me, I feel more emotions than anything. Like I feel, how people feel regret. And I feel, sometimes I feel, I can feel into how they transition, like, what happened to them. Sometimes I'll feel something in my heart, or I'll feel something in my head, something in my stomach, different things. And that sometimes gives me information about how they transition, how they pass, what happened to them. I have felt people that have had aneurysms, triple A's, aneurysms in the brain. I've felt these things. And I think that probably a part of that gift is because I've been a nurse for so long. Hey, April, thank you for joining. And I'm talking about clairsentience right now. And so I felt these things. And so typically also, haven't you ever heard a song that you could feel? Or is that just me? Sometimes you can feel a song. Sometimes the songs, you feel them in your soul. You feel them. Like I been listening to Kendrick Lamar. They not like us. I feel that song, y'all. I feel like it is a revolution song. It's a song for revolution. If you take a minute and listen to the words to that song. Now I know it was a beef with Drake and all that stuff, but I look past all of that. And that's what we are being tasked to do, as spiritual people, as healers, as light workers, as star seeds. We are being tasked to look past all of that stuff, all of the drama, look past, what the beef and all that other kind of stupid stuff, look past that and see what the real deal is. Because when I listen to that song is a call for revolution. It's a call for revolution. And you can interpret it any way that you want to. They not like us can mean all kinds of things. One day I was listening to it and I took it like women. They not like us because women are badasses and women are magical creatures, and Black women especially are magical creatures. Black girl magic is real. And so when I listen to that song, I hear, they not like us. And then the other thing I think is they not like us, people that have some sense. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you look at people and you're like, my God, they said this out of their mouth. They don't have no sense. So if you listen to the words in that song is an anthem for revolution. It's amazing. Thank you for the hand. Thank you, T. And so when you consider all of that, y'all, I'm telling you. So I'm gonna go back a little bit more. We'll talk about the clairsentience. So the characteristics of clairsentience are psychic feeling or sensing, including vibes and moods from people, places, and things. So when you think about it, if you go to a place, like if you go and I shared my testimony on my live the other day on YouTube, and I think on here too, but I went to a massage place and it was an Asian massage place, and I've been to some of them before because I live in the Pacific Northwest. So there are many of them, so many. And so I've been to them before. And so I sometimes I have liked some and sometimes I haven't. Sometimes it was good the first time, and then you go again and you get, another massage, and you get a different Ann or Lisa or whatever they call themselves. So anyhow, I go in this massage place and my husband really wanted this massage. And so I was like, okay. And see, me, I'm very particular to the energy in rooms where I go. I'm very particular to the energy of people working on me, people that doing my massages, doing my hair, doing acupuncture, I'm very particular. You know, I'm not going to have anybody with bad energy working on anything on my body. And so when I walk in this place, the energy was so crazy and it was just terrible, you know, and I could feel this lady and it was like, you know, I don't know if she was, you know, had a bad day, or I don't know if she was just tired. I don't know what it was, but I felt it and it offended me, the energy. And so what I did was my husband really wanted to get this massage, but he also knows how I am. He knows how sensitive I am to energy, and he knows I will walk out of a place very quickly, fast, and in a hurry. And so I was standing in there, and my husband put his hand on my shoulder, and he started rubbing me. And I already know what that means. That means chill out, baby, calm down. And so, so, I started breathing. You know, my back was to her, and so she didn't see me, but I just started breathing and I started connecting to my breath, and I started speaking to spirit underneath, you know, inside. And I started speaking and I said, you know, well, maybe she's, you know, had a bad day, you know, maybe she's tired, or maybe, you know, she didn't expect to see people that look like us. I don't know, because, you know, there are all kinds of assumptions that we can have. And so what I did was, but I felt that energy and I was like, I'm not dealing with this. But then I said to myself, I said, self, you can shift this energy because this is what you do. This is what you teach other people to do. You can shift this energy. That's what I said to myself. And so that's what I started doing. I started taking those breaths and connecting to the breaths. And then I started speaking to her spirit right there, right there. And I shifted the energy, y'all. I shifted it because my husband and I went in to get our massages, and he said that his massage was good, and she was the one that did it, the one that came out with that attitude. And the one that did me, she was very sweet from the beginning, you know, because I already called that. I call that forward because that is what I'm going to do, and that is what we can all do. And so I realized that clairsentience was the gift that allowed me to feel that energy. It allowed me to feel that energy. And because clairsentience is powered by the heart chakra, if when I was able to connect deep into my heart, when I was able to drop down into my heart and feel into that situation and shift that energy and speak to that thing, when I was able to do that, you know, that told me that, you know, I was connected in the way that I have seen myself to be connected before. And so this is why I come on here and share this stuff. Thank you, Sean and Lisa, for joining. Thank y'all for tapping. Um, Thank y'all for helping me with the live goals. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for becoming members, all of those things. But I appreciate y'all for being here and listening to me talk about clairsentience, because it is a gift that many healers have. Most healers have it because we all sense the vibes. You know, usually typically healers can walk in a room and you know what the vibe is, and you know if it's something that you need to leave, you know if it's something that you need to shift, you know if whether or not you can stay. You know this when you walk in a room, you know, typically. And so I wanted to just really come on and just share that and just talk to y'all about the clairsentience and just let y'all know that you're here for it and that you do have it, just in case you don't know. Because a lot of people tell me they don't have gifts and they don't know they have gifts. And I say, okay, first of all, that is BS, because we all have gifts. Typically, what we don't have is the knowledge of how to access them and how to open them up and how to unlock the power that they have, that you've been given. You know, because it's almost like we've been given these are superpowers, superpowers. And I don't know about y'all, but I have had these superpowers since I was a child. It is not new for me. I have had these since I was a child. Now, did I always use them? No, of course not. Of course not. But I have started. I have started. And for those of y'all that just joined, I was talking about clear feelings, feeling a person or a spirit's emotions, or feeling another's physical pain. Now, that's the part I don't like, but that's the part that I do experience. Sometimes I had somebody the other day that had a headache, and I said, this is not mine. You have to go. And that is a way to free yourself from that, because typically in past, we feel all this pain, and sometimes we feel like it belongs to us, but sometimes it's not ours. And so for this, at this particular time, at this particular moment, at that particular thing, I realized that that was not my pain. It was not mine. It was not me. That was not my headache. So I told it to go. And you can do exactly that. Just because you feel it does not mean you have to receive it and have to tote it around and have to allow it to belong to you and have to allow it to wreak havoc in your life. No, we're not doing that anymore, my healers. So when you get a strong gut feeling, positive or negative about someone you just met or chills for no apparent reason, you may be tuning in to the emotional energy of a person or spirit around you. And so typically, especially my psychics and my medium ladies and gentlemen around here, you were all clairsentient. I hate to break it to you because at one time I thought that I wasn't clairsentient, even though I knew, hey, Karen, Latin Queen, thank you for joining. Even though I knew that I had to be, but I thought I wasn't because my clairaudience is the strongest gift that I have. Next to that is, I think, claircognizance. I just know shit. But my clairaudience was the strongest for me. And so I thought that that's really what, that was really the only gift that I had. But then I realized that no, I am clear feeling. I am clairsentient because I do feel, especially when the mediumship came on board for me, then I really began to understand that on a deeper level. So especially when the spirits are around you and you start tuning into those particular emotions and feeling their pain and all of this kind of stuff. So that is like so powerful. So know that it's a superpower. And so this one I said, haven't you ever heard a song that you could feel? And always what comes to mind when I read that is Aretha Franklin. Giving me something he can feel. Oh, my love, to let him know his love is real. So I think about that, right? I think about that because it's something that you can feel. Songs. Like I love Mary J. Blige just fine. When that song comes on, I can feel it. Now the backstory is I know what that song was about and I know what she was going through at the time. Because to be honest with y'all, before she even came out and said it, I felt it when I heard that song. When I listened to the words and I tapped into what it was talking about, I knew what was going on. I knew that. And that's another example of clairsentience because I felt that and I felt her even through the music. And many of y'all can do the same thing. Tickling sensations in different areas of your body, especially your face and your hands, pressure on your crown, head chills or goosebumps, sensations of being touched, temperature changes, cool breezes, hair standing on end, especially on the back of the neck. Y'all, many of us get that. Hair standing on end at the back of the neck. All of these things are examples of clairsentience. And so I'm going to end this with unlocking your psychic potential development circle, which I have created. Is starting in October. We are going to have weekly Zoom calls with breakout rooms, a community of like-minded individuals who are making their way just like you. And typically, y'all, this is for my healers, especially my emerging ones or my healers that would like support and would like community. There's a private Facebook group for those of you that are interested in that. Some people like Facebook. I'm here nor there. I will create one for this group if we have enough people that want to connect there because that's a way to connect. Access to me on email or messenger. You'll all also have my email and you'll also have my phone number when you join. So, everybody will have access to me. The energy exchange is $100 monthly. So every month, $100. And typically that's $25 a week. $25 a week for a community. And I shared before that I actually have been a part of a development circle that was $555 a month. Now, was I a part of it long? No. 1 month, I think. It was just too much work to keep that up for me at that time. And so I really wanted to make this accessible to people, especially my emerging healers, because that is typically the people that I draw. And so those people, I want to make it accessible because what I created was something that I desired to have when I was starting out on this journey. I desired to have something like this, something that was affordable, something where we could come together in community and have some like-minded, some mindedness. So that's kind of what set me to do this. All right, so that is all about that. And if you are interested in signing up for that, just send me a message and let me know. I think I have a link already for it, but y'all haven't got in the bio yet. I've been a little bit busy. I had to go, I went to Salt Lake City this past weekend. Sorry, y'all, I live outside of a dealership and they so loud. But I had went to Salt Lake City this weekend and my son graduated from Western Governors and I was so excited. And then we decided to go to the genealogical place in Salt Lake City. So we could try to see if we can find some ancestors and stuff. And y'all, that was so much fun. I told the lady, I said, man, it done messed up. I almost got another hobby because it was so much fun finding ancestors that you didn't even know, and like I found some that, some of my people didn't know, so it was pretty good. And so now I'm down that rabbit hole, y'all, because it's so much fun because I really didn't believe that I would be able to really find anybody, of my people. You know what I mean? Because you know. So anyway, but I did. And if it's something that you're interested in, y'all can reach out to me and let me know and I'll give you the information that I have because I'm not a gatekeeper. And also make sure y'all drop down in the comments and let me know, how this landed for you and if it was something that, was helpful for you. All right. So again, thank you so much for hanging out and joining me. I'm gonna stop this share right now. And I do really appreciate all of you for joining. And that's what I have for you now. Oh, hold on. Let me flip this back around. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So let me end this right now.